Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're diving deep into a truly powerful narrative about what it actually takes to build massive success from absolute zero. We're going to tear down the mechanics of resilience, look at the harsh reality of starting with absolutely nothing, and explore the incredible long-term return on investment you get from uncompromising integrity.
Our story kicks off with a pretty striking observation. The strongest people out there are often the ones hiding the deepest pain. Meet 19-year-old Aarav. He's this incredibly hardworking, smart young guy, but he's totally broke. When we first meet him, he's quietly fixing his beat-up bicycle in the pouring rain outside his rundown house. He is secretly starving, literally skipping meals just so he can afford to take care of his deeply sick mother. He totally hides his hunger, just laughing it off with a smile, which really goes to show us that the absolute heaviest burdens are often carried in complete silence. So that brings us to the core question of our explainer today. Practically speaking, how in the world does someone transition from facing constant daily rejection and total poverty to eventually building an empire? Because it's really just luck, right? There's an actual, specific architecture to this kind of success, and it all starts with how a person handles their darkest moments.
Part 1. The Ultimate Sacrifice.
Exhausted and completely out of options, Aarav opens this small box in his home. Inside is the literal only valuable item he has left in the entire world, a small old watch that belonged to his late father. His mother urgently needs medicine, and the clock is ticking. So when Aarav looks at that watch, whispers a soft apology to his dad, and wraps it up to sell, we need to frame this carefully. This isn't just some sad, desperate moment. Structurally speaking, this is his very first crucial capital investment. He's liquidating his final physical asset to preserve the single most important thing in his life.
And honestly, it's a masterclass in acute crisis management. Think about the steps here. Step 1, he endures relentless rejection. He goes from shop to shop, getting doors slammed right in his face, to the point where his best friend Ravi actually jokes that even rejection is tired of rejecting him. Step 2, he makes the sacrifice of his father's watch. Then step 3, execution. Aarav runs through the pouring rain, slipping in the mud, aggressively pulling himself back up, declaring that he absolutely cannot fail today, and he doesn't. He successfully secures the medicine and brings his mom back from the brink.
Part 2. Honesty as a strategy.
So, when Aarav goes to sell the watch, he bumps into Mr. Sharma, who's his kind-hearted small shop owner. When Sharma asks why a kid is selling such an old, meaningful item, Aarav doesn't try to haggle, he doesn't invent some sob story or lie, he just hesitantly admits his mother needs medicine. Now, Mr. Sharma could have totally exploited this kid's desperation for a cheap deal, right? But instead, he gives Aarav a fair price, a little bit of extra cash to help out, and a really crucial piece of advice. Hard work and honesty are rare these days, don't lose them. It's a huge validation of Aarav's integrity, and guess what? It soon leads Mr. Sharma to track Aarav down and actually offer him a job.
Now, the crucial takeaway here is that Aarav doesn't just take the paycheck and coast. No way. He leverages this golden opportunity to quickly and aggressively learn fundamental business mechanics. He completely masters customer service, he figures out how to manage the finances, he learns inventory logistics, and most importantly, he learns exactly how to build trust. He works so efficiently and honestly that his skeptical, super funny best friend, Ravi, stops by the shop and tells him he already looks like a CEO. Aarav is intensely building his human capital.
Part 3. Rejecting the Shortcut. This perfectly represents the stark ideological crossroads our protagonist is about to face. Enter Mr. Vortex. This guy rolls up in a luxury car, wearing a ridiculously expensive suit, looking like he just walked right off the set of a Wall Street movie, and he flat out tells Aarav he's wasting his time. Vortex offers him a spot working on illegal shortcuts to make fast, massive wealth. So on one side, you've got Mr. Sharma's path, a slow, grueling climb based on fair money and hard work. And on the other, Vortex's path, instant gratification, but at the absolute cost of compromised morals.
Aarav thinks it over, and then boldly rejects the temptation. He calls dirty money exactly what it is, a temporary failure. Vortex smirks, tells him to stay poor forever, and drives off, but Aarav totally refuses to budge. He cements his moral compass right then and there.
proving his integrity is simply not for sale, no matter how shiny the alternative looks.
And as it turns out, choosing honesty actually scales perfectly. Aarav starts saving up his very modest income. He opens up this tiny little repair corner. Because he's just relentlessly honest, word spreads like wildfire. The customers trust him completely. Over time, we see this amazing, organic, compounding growth, from a small corner to one shop, then to a small store, and eventually a really big shop. He even hires his buddy Ravi as an employee. His pristine reputation literally became his ultimate marketing tool.
Part 4. Rising from the Ashes.
Okay, let's pause right here and consider a really profound moment of crisis in the story. A devastating nighttime fire sweeps through the business. The flames finally die down, leaving only smoke and total ruins. Aarav is just standing there silently. Ravi is beside him in a complete panic, shouting that they have lost absolutely everything. And physically, financially, tangibly, it looks like Ravi is 100% right. But this forces a massive perspective shift for us. When the physical structures of your life burn down, what actually remains?
This is the absolute aha moment of the entire story. Aarav looks calmly at the ashes of his shop and realizes his core capital was never physical in the first place. He turns to Ravi and tells him, "No, we haven't lost everything. They still possess 3 unburnable assets: the operational experience they gained, their unyielding honesty, and the deep, unwavering trust of their customers. You can burn down a building for sure, but you absolutely cannot burn down a reputation."
Driven entirely by those intangible assets, Aarav's comeback is incredibly swift and powerful. Because he never cheated anyone, his loyal customers rally right around him in his time of need. Mr. Sharma even steps up to help him rebuild. And Aarav rebuilds an even bigger, stronger operation, centering his whole new business model exclusively on an honesty-first service approach. The community's trust literally acts as his venture capital.
Part 5. The real investment. Fast forward, and Aarav is now a highly successful entrepreneur. The news headlines are literally reading, "From selling his watch to building an empire." During a big interview, a reporter asks him what the turning point was that changed his life. Conceptually looping right back to his darkest, most desperate day in the pouring rain, Aarav beautifully reframes the whole concept of loss. He tells the reporter that selling his father's watch wasn't a loss at all. It was the exact seed of his ultimate opportunity. It was an investment.
The story closes out with Aarav standing in front of a crowd of young, inspired students, a beautiful sunset behind him. He distills his entire crazy journey, from absolute zero, from starvation and job rejections, through temptation and literal fire, into a single empowering blueprint. You do not need massive capital, endless resources, or the perfect setup to begin your journey. You just need the courage to take the very first step and the integrity to stay the course. This source narrative leaves us with these highly memorable core takeaways. Hard times create strong people. Honesty always pays back. Never stop believing in yourself. It firmly cements the incredible compounding return on investment that comes from maintaining your moral compass and your grit, especially when the world makes it easiest to just give up or cheat the system. As we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with one final provocative thought. Think about it. If a fire swept through your life today and took every single physical possession you had, what intangible, unburnable assets do you actually possess? What is the core capital of your character that would allow you to rise from the ashes? Take that thought with you today. Keep learning, keep building, and I will see you in the next explainer.